It's 4:47 p.m. Past time for the regular council meeting. Closed session for 4/28/2026. I'll call the roll. Councilmember Duhart. Councilmember Spicer.
Here.
Councilmember Bowers.
Here.
Councilmember Darden. Mayor Sharif.
Here.
You convene at 4:45 p.m. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4:45 p.m.
Okay, I need a motion to adjourn to,
We moment of silence and pledge.
every time we get caught off track. Yeah, moment of silence and pledge of allegiance.
Madam Mayor, there are no public comments. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
What are the codes?
Closed session, several items on closed session. Conference with legal negotiations pursuant to Government Code 54957.6, unrepresented employees, city clerk, city treasurer, and the city manager. Conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1. Name of case is Asley 22325 versus the city of Compton. Case number LA-CE-1838-M. And public employment pursuant to Government Code Section 54957B1, title city attorney, and public employment pursuant to Government Code Section 54957B1, title city controller, and conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation.
I believe that one's been tabled.
This one here, number 5.
Number 5, anticipated litigation.
Yes, it's been tabled. Okay.
Why do we table that?
Yes.
Table.
Why do we table that?
Sorry, Madam Mayor. Yes, item number 5, it was my understanding that that item was to be discussed without regard to the discussion last evening.
Okay.
So
It was supposed to be, I'm sorry, I missed that.
the item was proposed to be discussed, but this was prior to the action taken by the council last evening. So the discussion and decision from last evening precluded the necessity for this item to be discussed tonight.
Okay.
So we no longer have an anticipated litigation?
Not
Not at this time.
my understanding on this item, that anticipated litigation is not pertinent.
Okay. Okay, so it's tabled.
I'm sorry, I want to be clear if you didn't understand it.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. Well, I understand your explanation. And
Okay.
because I don't have enough information on this item, I don't know if we should be discussing it or not. But if it is litigation that we are anticipating, I think it's important that we do discuss it.
Well,
But if there's no anticipated litigation, if that's what you're saying,
well, was that the litigation was anticipated based on some prior opinion that was given to the council, but that opinion was clarified last evening. So
There's no anticipated, no, so therefore there's no need for us to discuss it.
that's
Okay.
the reason why it was pulled.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, just preoccupied with something else.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll take roll call for the item with the amendment, item number 5 being tabled.
Right.
Councilmember Duhart. Councilmember Spicer.
yes.
Councilmember Bowers.
Yes.
Councilmember Darden. Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
You convene to closed session at 4:52 PM.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk.
You're welcome.
Oh, my God. Motion to reconvene from closed session.
So move. Second.
Madam City Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Duhart. Councilmember Spicer.
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers.
Yes.
Councilmember Darton. Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
You reconvene at 5:48 p.m.
The report out.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council had conference with labor negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6, unrepresented employees, city clerk, and city treasurer. It was determined by the city council that they were reset because of compression issues with staff. Reset the salary for the city clerk and the city treasurer at $125,000 effective July 1st. That was for the first item. The second item, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation. We got some direction from actually settlement authority was granted, and that's going to proceed based on steps to come. And for the city attorney, the third item, item number 3, pursuant to Government Code Section 54957, Section B, city attorney's salary was set for $213,625, and the recruitment will be beginning on that. Those were the 3 items that were discussed and direction given. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Madam City Clerk.
Madam Mayor, now we move to presentations, and our first presentation is by the Register Recorder of Los Angeles County, Belinda Polito and her team.
Please push the button before you start. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. Thank you for the opportunity to present to you all today. My name is Adrian Avalar, and I'm with the Los Angeles County Registrar, Recorder, County Clerk. I'll be providing you with an overview of the upcoming June 2nd statewide direct primary. So the LA County Registrar of Voters conducts elections under the California Voters' Choice Act. This includes features like vote by mail that's sent to all registered voters, vote centers where any eligible voter in the county can cast their ballot, ballot drop boxes that are secure and available for the most part for 24 hours throughout the county. Those are also picked up by the registrar's office, so for any folks concerned about post office issues or mailing issues, that's going to be the most secure way to return it. Conditional voter registration, which allows eligible voters who have not yet registered by the deadline to register, cast a ballot, and then we verify that ballot to make sure it's counted for the election. And then this does apply to all local, consolidated, countywide, and special elections. We'll just go through vote by mail very quickly. This is the most popular way of voting in Los Angeles County. Every active registered voter is mailed a vote by mail ballot no later than 29 days before the election. And voters can return that in a variety of ways. They can return it via the U.S. Postal Service. This postage is paid by the RSCC, so no need to worry about a stamp. They can return it at a ballot drop box. There's one located right here at the Compton Library. And then they can also go to any of our vote centers and drop it off in person without having to wait in line. They can just take it to the drop-off. Vote centers are the in-person voting option in LA County. At any vote center, a voter can do the following. They can vote, so cast their ballot. They can drop off their vote by mail ballot. They can get assistance and voting materials in multiple languages, and we have election workers who are available. And we target those election workers who do speak another language based on the needs of the community. At a minimum, we have at least one Spanish speaker per vote center, and then we support 24 total languages. And then they can also register to vote and update their voter registration. So if they've moved, for example, they can provide us with that new address at the vote center. Vote centers also have our voting devices, so that's that ballot marking device you see in that image right there. It's a fully accessible voting device. Voters can do things like enlarge the text. They can vote using the audio ballot, and they can also access that ballot in multiple languages. For in-person voting for major elections, we also run our mobile vote centers program. Mobile vote centers are like what you see in the picture. It's a trailer, and we bring voting devices out into the community. We target high-traffic community events, so think of farmers markets, festivals, any other major community events going on. We set up for a voting window 4 to 6 hours, but it depends on the event. And then we are there for that specific period of time, and any eligible voter can vote. For mobile vote centers, we rely on our partners throughout the county to help us find events. So we encourage you, if there's any community events that fall during the voting period, to reach out to us, let us know, and we can send a mobile vote center out. Next is our flex vote centers. These are more like a traditional polling place. They're a lot smaller. They're really intended for targeted voting services for individuals who kind of may fall out of the ability to access a vote center. So this includes geographically isolated voters, historically underserved communities, seniors. So these are really popular with our senior centers. We can go out there for a few hours. We know those communities really appreciate those services because it feels special, it feels targeted towards them, and it serves them specifically. Same thing with voters with disabilities. We'll go out to like an assisted living center, for example, Braille Institute. And then also for people experiencing homelessness. So if there's a resource fair going on, a food drive, any kind of event where there's going to be these populations, we're there to help serve them. So for the Compton area, we have, I believe, 2 flex vote centers. One's going to be at the Ultimate Pace on May 28th, and then another one on May 30th at the Bethel Missionary Baptist Church. Just a helpful tool on our website is the Vote Center Lookup tool. This is available during the election period. So once the election is up and running, you can access that. It allows you to find vote center locations, see the days that they're open. We have some vote centers that open 11 days before, which is 2 weekends before the election, and then other vote centers that open the Saturday before the election. Just a really helpful thing with that is you can see the wait times. On election day, it's our busiest day. As we get later in the day, lines can get a bit long, or get longer. So you can use this tool to find a vote center near you that doesn't have a long wait. We often find that some locations might have a 30-minute wait, but there's a vote center just a minute or two away that has no wait. All right, so now we'll take a more close look at vote centers in the community. So here you'll see the city of Compton boundaries and then the vote centers within a mile radius. What's really important to note is you don't have to vote at an assigned vote center like you would under the polling place model. You can go to any vote center that's convenient for you. So if you live in Compton but work in Long Beach, you can vote at one near your home, or you can vote at one near your work, close to childcare. So it's just good to know that all vote centers in your area are available to you as an eligible voter. We send a vote center postcard to all voters, and we list the 3 closest locations, and that's customized. So it's based on where you live and what's in your local area. Here's a list of those vote centers. I'll just say vote center recruitment is a really challenging part of our operation, but through partnership, through willingness of these locations to serve as vote centers, we're able to accomplish it. We rely really strongly on public facilities, so you'll see a park on there, Burrell McDonald Park. We rely on churches, First United Methodist Church, libraries, and then also some private partners as well. Compton College is on there. That's also another big one for us because we know there's thousands of students that need access to these services. Here's a few others a little bit further away, but you'll see a lot of the same types of locations, libraries, schools. Schools are another big one that's been a bit of a challenge for us, but we're continuing to work with our partners there. We know schools are sensitive as to who is on site and making sure that they're there for an appropriate reason, and we're able to successfully work with those partners to recruit schools. And yeah, you'll see some more middle schools, churches, gymnasiums, Nickerson Garden Gym, Cal State University, Dominguez Hills. We go out of our way to make sure that all of our colleges and universities have access to a vote center. Next is our official ballot drop boxes. And you'll see those on the map as well. Same thing, you can go to any ballot drop box that's convenient to you. We do our best to place these in locations where they are available 24 hours so that people can vote before work, after work, or whenever's convenient. We get a lot of questions about security of the ballot drop boxes. So our boxes do comply with all of the Secretary of State regulations. And then when it comes to pickup, we do a daily pickup for major elections. We do that because we want to make sure the community knows that their votes are safe, that when they cast their ballot at one of these ballot drop boxes, our staff is going to be there within 24 hours to pick it up, retrieve it, and take it to our processing center in the City of Industry. Here you'll see some locations that do have a ballot drop box. Like I mentioned before, there is one just on the plaza by the Compton Library. All right, so now more just of a preview on this upcoming June 2nd statewide primary election. So we will begin mailing vote-by-mail ballots on April 30th, so that's this week, and that's going to be completed by the deadline of next Monday. The reason why it starts early and kind of goes over time is because we are mailing out almost 5.8 million ballots, which is a pretty big load for the USPS to handle, so it happens over time. We're going to have 645 vote centers. 121 of those will be open for 11 days, 524 will be open for 4 days, 424 of our secure ballot drop boxes all across the county. The mobile and flex teams I spoke about earlier, we're going to have 10 flex teams supporting 90 events, 5 mobile teams supporting 45 events. And then for this election, we're going to have between 10,000 and 12,000 election workers. Our election workers are recruited through a variety of sources. We have our community election workers. These are members of the community who apply, attend training, and they receive a stipend. We also have our county employee election workers. So the county workforce is over 100,000 employees, and we recruit from them to volunteer for the voting period and serve as our leads and our assistant leads at the vote centers. And then we also have our student election workers. These are high school students who are most likely a junior or a senior in high school. We recruit them, train them. They're some of our best election workers. It's also a really good learning experience. I've personally done high school election worker. It's been a while now, but it was also a really good experience for me, and now I work for the department. So just something to highlight. Some key dates. April 17th, we started mailing the sample ballot books, so all registered voters should have received those already. We're going to start that vote by mail mailing next week. All registered voters should receive theirs by the beginning of next week. And then our vote centers are going to open May 23rd through June 2nd. June 2nd is election day. It's our busiest day. We highly encourage folks who are going to vote early who are going to vote in person to vote early. Take advantage of those weekends. The wait times are a lot shorter. It's just a better experience for everyone. And then we expect to certify the election on June 26th. That period between election day and the certification date is our canvass period that is open for observation. So if anyone is curious about how this process works, how we process vote by mail ballots, how we count the ballots, you can come observe that process in the City of Industry. There's more information on our website, lavote.gov. Now, I mentioned our community election workers. I do want to encourage anyone who's interested to scan that QR code. It will take you to the June election application, which we're already fully recruited for, but if you enter your information now, you'll be in our kind of pool so that we can call you for November, or just check after the election and you can apply for November. Like I mentioned, you do earn a stipend. You can earn up to $1,180 for attending training and serving as an election worker. Some contacts and resources, just emails for the different operations, mobile voting, vote centers, election workers, voter outreach, media and communications. I'll also be around for a few minutes after my presentation, so if anyone wants my contact information, I'd be happy to share it. And I just want to thank Satra, our city clerk, for inviting us and allowing us to be here today to present to you all. So thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here. One frequently asked question we get in the clerk's office is about a schedule for the mobile units. Can you expound on that?
Yeah, so the way mobile vote center recruitment goes is before the election, we reach out to partners to apply. So they let us know they have an event. We work with them to coordinate on when the trailer will be there, when we're going to set up. All of that makes its way onto a calendar that we then post on our website. Now, the purpose of mobile is to really meet voters where they are. We don't want voters to be confused that their polling place, they have to go to some festival that they're not going to. Like, we have standard vote centers available, but that calendar is on our website.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you verify a ballot? How do you know that it's not fraudulent or it's legitimate?
Yeah, so and you're talking about a vote by mail ballot? So I'll go through both. So at the vote center, voters are required to check in at the vote center and sign the roster. They check in on an electronic poll book. They provide us with their name, their address, and any other information we need to help identify them. They'll confirm their name, address, and then they'll sign the roster electronically. Once they've signed that roster, that data gets uploaded into our database so that if they then go to another vote center and try and vote, it'll show they've already voted. If they then cast a vote by mail ballot when we process it, it'll show they already voted. So that's how that verification happens. Once you sign the roster, you've participated in the election. We can't undo it. That's the point of no return, right? So you're provided your ballot, you then go mark it, cast it, and you've now voted for this election. For vote by mail, we mail a ballot to all registered voters. That ballot is going to include, it's your vote by mail packet, so it's your ballot, your voter identification envelope, I voted sticker, any other information we're required to send you. Voters have to mark their ballot, put it back in the voter identification envelope, also known as your return envelope, sign that, date that, and mail it to us. Once we receive it, we scan it to identify the voter. We then compare the signature provided on that envelope to the signature that's in their voter registration. If it matches, it moves forward and it's processed. If it doesn't match, it goes through another process where we do additional verification. A person reviews the signatures. We keep all the signatures provided for a voter in their voter file. So let's say someone got married, changed their name, we can go back and look at previous signatures to compare it to. And if there's still an issue with that, that ballot will then be challenged. The voter will be notified, hey, you submitted a ballot, either it was unsigned, signature didn't match, whatever that may be, and then there's a process for them to reconcile it.
What about address? What if I just recently registered to vote, but I put my address as, let's say, somewhere that I don't live, so I can vote in that area?
So that's going to depend. So if you're required to vote at a residence address, so let's say you were to put a business address, at registration, we wouldn't allow it to go through. We would need to do further verification. That said, if you registered at an address that didn't belong to you, that was a residential address, there's nothing that we would know to say that that's not your address per se.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from the council?
Not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Here you go.
The next presentation.
The next presentation is a legislative report regarding AB 339 and SB 707 by Townsend Affairs.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. Carlin Shelby with Townsend Public Affairs. Pleased to be with you all this evening. Here to represent you all in a state and federal legislative capacity, and also talk about some of the events that transpired over the course of the last legislative session, some items that we're watching this legislative session, and then some funding updates. So, okay, it's loading.
It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too.
Yes. Is it loading? Oh.
I have it on my computer. Does that work? Should I do that? I'm also. I don't have a flash drive. Can you move to us? Yeah. Yes. Here, let me.
You need a few minutes. Should we take the next one? Okay. We'll take the next one while you.
Okay.
Okay, so the next presentation is the 2023-2024 audit report by Edie Payne. She moved the clicker. Get it from her.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, Sheriff, and members of the City Council, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eden Casareno, and I am a partner at Edie Payne. So it's my pleasure to present to you today our audit report for the City of Compton for fiscal year ended June 30, 2024. This report is being presented to you tonight is a shorter version of what we had presented to the audit committee back in March. So this is going to be my agenda. I'm going to provide a report on the independent auditors' reports. There's actually 3 different reports that we have provided to you. There's a report on the financial statements, a report required by government auditing standards, and a report required by uniform guidance. The report on the financial statements is included in the financial statements with independent auditors' report as the cover. And then the 2 other reports are included in the report that's called Single Audit Report as the cover. I'm also going to provide you with some financial highlights, very short, also a schedule of findings and question costs and other required communication to the Board of Governance or the City Council. So, but first, before I go into the details of it, I would like to thank the City Controller's Office, their staff who assisted us in our audit. Without their help, we would not be able to complete this report today. So we would also like to thank city staff at the City Manager's Office, the Housing Authority, the HR Department, and the City Treasurer's Office, and also all other individuals who helped us along the way. It was a very collaborative process. So this is the first report for June 30, 2024, is a report on the financial statements. This is located on page 1 of the financial statements with independent auditor's report as the cover. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements present fairly in all material respects. The respective financial position of the governmental activities, the business type activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information of the City of Compton as of June 30, 2024. This is what we call a clean opinion or an unmodified opinion. It is similar to what you have received in prior year. It was dated February 5, 2026. The second report is the report required by government auditing standards. It's located on page 1 of the single audit report. It actually includes 2 different reports in there. The first one being a report on internal control over financial reporting and a report on compliance and other matters. On the internal control report, we do not express an opinion on the effectiveness of the city's internal control. However, we did identify some deficiencies that we consider to be material weaknesses and significant deficiencies, and when that happens, we are required to provide it to you. And that's also in the presentation tonight. The report on compliance and other matters relate to non-compliance that could have a direct and material effect on the financial statements of the city. We reported some instances of non-compliance, and that is also included in this slides tonight. The report date for that report was February 10, 2026. And the third report is a report required by uniform guidance. This is also called the single audit report. In our opinion, the City of Compton complied in all material respects with the compliance requirements that could have a direct and material effect on each of its major federal programs for the year ended June 30, 2024. That's the gist of what this report is. The major federal programs audited for that fiscal year was the Section 8 Housing Choice Vouchers and coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds, or what we also call the ARPA funds. We did note some instances of non-compliance and internal control deficiencies on the single audit. That one was also dated February 10, 2026. So let's take a look at some financial statement highlights. Where's the red button? Is it the big one? Oh, this one, okay. So I wanted to talk about the total assets of the city is $608 million, and your total liabilities is $471 million, or $472 million, for a net position of $145 or $146 million. So if you compare that with last year, total assets actually increased by $62 million. Total liabilities decreased by about $2 million. And total net position increased by $67 million. All of those are good, positive changes. And I wanted to also point out there's this negative number in the net position. That is $220,000, and in total for the whole city, it's $189 million. Actually, that one has already decreased from last year. Last year, it was $219 million in total, an increase of $35 million for the whole city. So again, that is a positive development for the city from 2023 to 2024, and I'm hoping that that will continue in the next couple of years. I wanted to talk about the statement of activities here. This is the condensed version. You can see here the total expenses is $156 or $157 million. The total revenues, including program revenues and general and revenues and transfers, so that would be this $73 million plus $150 million here. That's a total of $223 million total revenues. And in the bottom, at the bottom of this is the change in net position. That's the difference between your total revenues and your total expenses. It's $67 million right there. So that, again, that is a positive number, and that is good. That's what we want to see, positive numbers at the bottom. And actually, if you look at last year, compare that to last year, expenses increased by $30 million. But revenues also increased by $36 million. So that is actually a difference of $6 million at the bottom, which is still a good thing. Revenues did increase. It came mostly from governmental grants. The ARPA fund is one of them, big increase. But that I can tell you that that is a one-time infusion into your revenues. There's also investment earnings that increased last year by about, in 2024, by about $5 million. That's a good thing. But those are all both fluctuating. There have been positive increases also in property tax. That's pretty much it as far as taxes. I know last year, the year before, there was a big increase in sales tax, but that did not happen in 2024. So, like I said, all of these financial amounts look like they're positive, and the trajectory is good from 23 to 2024. So let's talk about the schedule of findings and question costs. So I had mentioned that in our single audit report, we have reported internal control deficiencies and also non-compliance. So these lists here is for the major federal award programs. So the major federal award programs that we audited in this year is the Section 8 Housing Choice Vouchers and the ARPA funds. So we also have some general findings related to major federal programs, and those are the top 3 over there. So there's 7 items in here. Most of them actually are related to lack of controls over reporting. So because you're behind on your reporting, there will always be findings regarding your reporting. So there's 3 of them actually that are related to controls over reporting. 3 of them are also considered material weaknesses, and 4 of them are significant deficiencies. All of these findings have been reported in the past, so this is not the first time you're hearing about them, so I'm not going to go over each one of them anymore. You can read the report for further information. On the financial statements, we also have findings from 2024-008 to 2024-028. So a total of 21 findings. So I listed them all in here. So you can see the last one is 28, number 28. So if we summarize all of that, there's 7 new findings here that are not from last year, but there's also findings from last year that have dropped off. So there's positive, it breaks even pretty much. The 7 new findings are all related to accounting errors. And all other 14 findings are repeat findings. There were 12 material weaknesses. There's 7 significant deficiencies and 2 non-compliance for a total of 21. So I can go over some of them if you'd like, but I would probably just ask you to ask questions if you want to go over each one of them. So let's talk about, actually, before I proceed to the next slide, I wanted to mention that the city manager and the city controller's office have provided responses to all these findings, along with a corrective action plan. They are included in the single audit report, so you can see what the city has responded to. They are intended to be implemented in 2026, and I would recommend that the City Council or the Audit Committee monitor the implementation of the plan. So in addition to the reports that were provided to you, we also issued a letter to the City Council disclosing other significant matters regarding the audit. I'm pretty sure you have received it. I can talk about some of the issues that the matters that we disclosed there. This is not a complete list, okay? So the first one I wanted to talk about are the significant deficiencies identified. Significant risks identified. Significant risks are identified risks of material misstatement that warrant special audit consideration. So these are things that in an audit we always want to look at. First one is improper revenue recognition. The second one is contingent loss related to litigation, inappropriate or unauthorized journal entries, and the amount of retroactive payroll that is not accurately reported. So there's actually not just 4, but 9 of these, and it's listed on the next page as well. So those are the items that that is part of our audit. There's a lot of other areas in our audit, but these are the ones that warrant our audit special audit considerations. So it's a pretty long list. We also reported or disclosed some significant accounting estimates and significant disclosures. These are pretty much the same from fiscal year 23, so I'm not going to go over them anymore. Significant difficulties, you also already know about this. I reported it in the audit committee. I also reported on this during our mid-engagement presentation. So we're not going to go over that anymore. Suffice to say that issues continue to persist, and we're hoping that, little by little, and I mean, it is improving, but little by little, it will be improving. I have a list here, too, of the material misstatements that were corrected. These are the items that we had noted as material misstatements, and they were corrected by the City Controller's Office and recorded in their books. So there's 3 here, there's 4 more, 7 items that we had noted. There were other corrected misstatements that were not material, and so we did not include them in this list. Oh, there's 2 more, so 9. There was actually 1 uncorrected misstatement that was not material. This was an overstatement in the state and county grants of $221,000. Like I said, it's not material, so we did not make that adjustment anymore. There were no disagreements with management, and we had received representations that we requested from management on the same day we issued our report, which was February 5th. So I think that is pretty much it. If you have any questions about any of these, or if you wanted to discuss in detail some of the items that I skipped, please feel free to let me know.
Thanks for the presentation, Eden. A couple times I heard you mention these ARPA funds in this presentation. Are those being audited? Is that something that we need to be concerned with?
Yes, so it is being audited by us, and it is required to be audited by your external auditor. So we can't skip it. When the federal government issues their audit requirements, ARPA funds is always one of those what they consider high risk. And so that is something that we would audit in all of our clients if they received an ARPA funds. Now, for City of Compton, the only thing that we really noted as a deficiency there was the reporting, because the first part of 2024, when you first received those funds, the reporting was not made, and they couldn't locate whether they actually made it or they just lost it. So we couldn't get that.
What findings would you say are we most pressed to address immediately?
That's a very good question.
It sure is.
Because there's a few of them. You would actually look at the ones that are labeled material weaknesses. Those are the ones that really need to be addressed first. There are some low-hanging fruit, obviously. The non-compliance, those are easy to address. Significant deficiencies are also easier to address. But the material weaknesses are the ones that you need to prioritize, like the reporting, for example. That one has always been an issue, and you know, from year to year to year, you're always been behind. And so hoping that this year, well, maybe 2026, you will be caught up.
And another last question I have for you. With our current city manager being on administrative leave and that being one of the audit findings previously, what position does that put the city in?
Sorry, I didn't know that he was on leave. I was a surprise. Sorry. So how will that put us? I really can't answer that question right now. That I would have to think about it.
Okay, thank you.
I have one for you. You said in here the management override of controls is considered an inherent risk. Could you elaborate on that, please?
Yes, thank you for that question. I actually get that question all the time. So there's two risks, significant risks that our Audited Standards Board require us to identify as significant risks. One of them is the override of by management of internal control, because internal controls are set up to prevent fraud, to prevent errors, and to be more efficient, right? But management has an ability to override those controls sometimes. And we've seen it in a lot of audits that happens. It doesn't mean that it happens to you, but that is always a risk that we want to look at.
You have your unauthorized expensive. Did we have a significant amount of unauthorized expenses?
So that is also a risk that all of these risks are potential issues that maybe we will encounter, right? So we identify those so that we are aware that this could be happening, and we apply procedures to be able to detect if there's anything like that. We did not find any.
Thank you.
Well, my question is always going to be, where are we as far as the 2025 audit? I know that you're just getting started on that right now.
Yes, we are getting started on the June 30, 2025. We are awaiting for the contract to get us started. And also, we have already started talking to our city controller's office staff for them to get prepared. The plan is that we get started in May, and then we would be able to complete in like 4 or 5 months.
About 4 or 5 months. So that will give us an opportunity, because I noticed one of the issues is that we're not getting turned in on time. We're getting the audits turned in, but they're not getting turned in on time.
Correct.
Is that once the 2025 is done, I know we have to start on 2026. I'm just looking at how can we as a city get caught up here with these audits, because we've been doing this now we've done a great job, I have to admit, because we first had 4 years behind. Now we here at 2025 finally getting started on that. Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Yes. So how do you get caught up? It is a little hard for me to say what you need to do. I think your city controller should have a plan to do that, because we are ready to do the audit. And, if we are able to obtain the information that we need to do that audit, we can do it in 3 months. We can do it in 2 months. However, the information that needs to be provided to us that is complete, that is accurate, that is reliable, that's the problem that we have. That is why we're always behind. When we have to verify a lot of the information that's being provided to us, because we are not sure if we can rely on them, and the controls are really not there yet to be able for us to rely on them, then that is something that delays the reporting part.
Okay, thank you.
I have one more. You mentioned here inappropriate or unauthorized journal entries may be recorded due to the large volume of manual journal entries. Would you say we're lacking in technology?
Yes. That's an easy question.
Okay.
Well, first, let me thank you for your report, and also thank you for the updates, because I'm looking at the, I think you said it was 28 audit findings?
28.
28 audit findings. And I know those audit findings have to be responded to.
They have been responded to.
They've already responded to
Correct.
those. Okay, so we still don't, do we know this?
Yeah, for our next audit for the 2025, we will be looking at the implementation of those corrective action plan, and that will be included in our report next time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Spicer would like to ask a question of the Register Recorder, if we can do that.
Sorry, I thought of a question after you left. Thanks again for coming back. Back in 2021, we dealt with a voter fraud situation. I was able to overturn a voter fraud case where multiple residents were registered to one bedroom apartment. Do you guys do any type of, would that ever stand out to you guys as the registrar's office? If you have multiple people registered to, let's say, a single bedroom apartment?
Yeah, so I'm somewhat familiar with the situation, but I don't have all the details. But we do regular list maintenance. So we're constantly going through our entire voter file of over 5.8 million registered voters. And we do look for those anomalies. We look for addresses where there may be more than one person registered. Given that said, that doesn't mean every instance where there's multiple people registered at an address that it's an issue. We do have, for example, service centers that support people experiencing homelessness. We encourage those voters to register to vote and get access. They're allowed in California to use a specific address just so that they can get mail consistently. We also look at business addresses. So throughout the years, things are changing. We're getting new addresses from cities, from our city partners, of addresses that are now no longer residential, but they're commercial. We also do list maintenance for that as well. In terms of that specific scenario where there's a residence address with multiple, I don't know the exact details. I can follow up with the city clerk's office on what those protocols are, but we do check our entire voter file throughout the year as part of our list maintenance process, and we identify anomalies like that.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
That's it?
That's it, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You ready?
Townsend,
Now we'll move back to the legislative report.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Good evening, and thank you all so much for your patience. Carlin Shelby with Townsend Public Affairs. Great to see you all this evening, here to provide a legislative and funding update about what transpired over the course of the last legislative session and what we can expect from this legislative session. So, getting into it, a couple of bills that I want to highlight. The first is SB 707 by Senator Durazo, which is the Brown Act Modernization Act. This bill is essentially a Brown Act modernization reform bill. It made various changes to the rules by which local agencies have to hold public meetings, the accessibility requirements under the Brown Act, including translation and public access requirements. Notably, this bill kind of takes us back to COVID-19 era, in which we require a two-way public comment, a virtual presentation at all city council meetings. Some strategic actions that we took over the course of this bill as we were engaging with it on behalf of the city. We worked with the author's office and stakeholders to secure a 6-month delayed implementation deadline, which means that this bill will take place on July 1st of 2026 and not January 1st. We established clarifying procedures for lost public access connectivity during council meetings. So if you guys drop remote access connectivity, you guys can continue your meetings without severe disruptions. We had agenda translation thresholds, so you guys don't have to translate your agendas into every language under the sun. It's only those that really pertain to the city and your guys' demographics. And then we have liability protections embedded within this. So this was signed by the governor. It will take effect halfway through the year this year. This is a really notable piece of legislation that we engaged with heavily on behalf of the city. Moving on to Assembly Bill 339 by Assemblymember Ortega. This has to do with contracting transparency and notice requirements. So essentially, this bill requires that the city give advance notice to unions before you all contract, issue RFPs, RFQs, regarding work that could otherwise be done by city employees. It requires at least 45 days written notice to recognize employee organizations before issuing or renewing contracts for covered services. Some projects which require more technical expertise, I mean, we're talking like public works and infrastructure, those that require engineering degrees, advanced degrees, are notably exempt. This is, understandably, it's a process and it's a timing change. So the city can still contract out for services. What this means is that it will need to plan earlier and provide written formal notice when those services could be done by city staff. This was signed by the governor and took effect at the beginning of this year. Moving on to another bill that we engaged with heavily this last session. Assembly Bill 379 by Assemblymember Schultz has to do with human trafficking, loitering with the intent to solicit or purchase sex, and public safety reform. So this reinstates a law that was previously repealed by Senator Wiener back in 2022, and it creates a new crime, which was reinstated essentially under this bill, which is loitering with intent to purchase commercial activity tied to exploitation. The bill includes a number of increased penalties for targeting minors. It adds fines to fund survivor services. It establishes state grant programs for victim service organizations and human trafficking prosecution units, so a lot more resources dedicated to communities that need it. And this was signed by the governor and took effect earlier this year. Now, just touching on some of the areas of engagement for 2026, I want to note that there are numerous transportation safety reforms. This includes enhanced penalties associated with participation in sideshows. We have affordable housing and homelessness funding stability. This means access to things like the HAP program, which is $1 billion of flexible homeless dollars statewide, which are previously dedicated to the state's 13 largest cities and counties. So making that available to cities and communities like Compton so that you guys can utilize those funds. We have illegal dumping prevention mitigation, so enhanced enforcement and penalties associated with illegal dumping. We have housing element reforms as we are approaching the 7th cycle of the RHNA, Regional Housing Needs Allocation process, and kind of what that means, which are positive for cities. We have statewide bond proposals, which includes a $10 billion housing bond proposal. And then we have new leadership and administration changes. So we have a new Senate pro tem, Senator Monique Limon, who hails from the Santa Barbara area. We also have a new gubernatorial election. So, I mean, I will not pontificate on who I imagine the governor to be, but the race is really heating up, especially with certain developments that have transpired over the course of the last couple weeks. But all really exciting developments. I want to say that your guys' delegation, Senator Richardson, Assemblymember Gibson, are really incredible advocates for the city. We've been working with them very closely on budget items, various legislative priorities that they have, so want to continue the work here. And then also want to touch on the state budget update. The governor's budget initially anticipated a $2.9 billion deficit, At the beginning of this year, we thought that the deficit would be about $18 billion. New estimates show that we're about $7 to $8 billion above that. So there are some surplus rumors, which means that there could be earmark opportunities. I want to highlight that there are a lot of local exposures to federal cost shifts from the federal government. Homelessness and benefit cuts are a major consternation here. And then we have negotiations in the budget committees. So the next major milestone for us is going to be during the May revise, which is when we get our tax receipts. We see all the money that's coming in. We see and kind of renegotiate our budget standpoint. So we're hoping for surplus, hoping for earmark opportunities, but hopefully we'll get there in the next couple of weeks. And then finally, just want to touch on how amazing your guys' federal representative is. Congresswoman Waters has put forward 2 projects for us in the federal fiscal year 27 appropriations process. This includes the North Compton water main replacement and capacity upgrade project for $4 million. And then we have the Poplar and Oleander sewer replacement projects for $1.4 million. So both of those are not signed into law. They're not final. They've made it to the second round of the appropriations process, but we've been following it very closely, and we hope to make that a reality. And with that, happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Carla. I have a question. On your page, preparing for earmark opportunities. Can you elaborate on that? That monies that would be earmarked for us?
Yes, absolutely. So the state budget process, similar to the federal process, has state discretionary district requests that we hope will come about now that we are hoping for a surplus this year. That means that we're working with your city team, with the city council, based on your guys' ready-to-go projects and preparing letters and advocacy materials for our delegation to really showcase the projects that we would love to have funded, and then kind of reinforcing that throughout the year.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Well, it's exciting to see you guys as always. I noticed that you guys have really been working hard on it, especially making sure that the Congresswoman has been very committed to the city of Compton. And I would like to see Padilla commit as well. So you're coming from him, but she's from the very beginning. She was very committed to the city, and I really want to thank you guys for always reaching out and making sure that we put things forth that definitely could help her as far as trying to make sure she could get it taken care of there in Washington, D.C. for us. So I want to say thanks. And also for the work that you guys are doing in Sacramento. I'm really want to say a thank you as well, because you got a lot of good things coming from that way. Especially, I think we're going to have a lot of great things coming from our Senator Richardson. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Madam Mayor, I've been informed that the presentation number 9 will be addressed in item number 19 on the agenda.
Okay.
So that way, if you have any additional questions, then perhaps you'll do the presentation.
So that'll be, okay.
Now, Madam Mayor, we move to public comment.
Public comments. Thank you, Madam City Clerk. The first person is Latanya Muriel.
It's Latoya.
Latoya?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So, my name is Latoya Muriel, and I'm a Compton native. I graduated from Compton College and left in 2014 to attend Humboldt State, and I earned my degree and built businesses and owned property. I chose to come back home after my mother passed, and what I'm seeing is not progress. In just 2 weeks back, my husband and I were robbed in broad daylight on our porch. That's not an isolated incident. That's not an isolated incident. That's a pattern. Our neighbors were robbed 2 weeks before. The data reflects that. Compton sees roughly 3,800 to 4,000 crimes per year, including 1,000 violent crimes. The crime rate is 44 per 1,000 residents. That means 1 in 23 people will be a victim. So no, we're not safer. Let's talk about outcomes. Our high school graduates are at 90% of the students, but Compton College completion rates are at 17 to 27%. That means only 1 in 4 students are actually finishing. So what are we pushing students through one system and losing them in the next? When our young people don't have direction, they don't disappear. They show up in the outcomes that we are dealing with. Now let's talk about youth programs. I understand they exist, but they're fragmented. They're clearly not communicated, and there are no clear publicly visible outcomes showing citywide impact. So the question is not whether the programs exist, the question is whether they actually are reaching the people who need them the most. I recently heard a campaign on the radio highlighting success stories about students making it to places like UCLA from Tom Steyer. And I'm not taking anything away from the success stories of those students, because I'm one. But individual success is not the same as citywide progress. So where are the measurable results? Let's talk about money. Over $143,000 has been allocated to constituent consulting and planning. Nearly $1 million has been spent renovating this chamber, and over $3.3 million in grant funding has remained unallocated across multiple years. And your own financial reports show over $150 million coming in through taxes and other revenues. We are still ending the year with positive balances. So let's be clear, the issue is not lack of money, the issue is how it's being used. And why are the results not visible? Because your own reports show that the road work, that's stripping and grinding and overlay projects, those are surface fixes, not long-term solutions. With all of the planning and consulting and programs and funding, why are we still behind? Because right now, we're not safer, we're not prospering, and that is still the problem. I'm still swerving around the same potholes I learned to avoid when I was 16. Compton Boulevard, Rosecrans, Alondra, Pine, same issues. Alameda is so overgrown, you can't make a left or a right turn, it's not safe. These are the main streets of these cities, and you should already know this. They should already be fixed, and enforcement priorities are not making sense. I received a $300 ticket for my commercial trailer in front of my home, but we're not talking about the tables and pop-ups that are all along the street with no hand washing and no bathrooms. That's not noticeable. We didn't see the same level of enforcement. We don't see the same level of enforcement where it actually matters. That's not balanced enforcement. That's misplaced priorities. And I've had candidates come through my neighborhood, not offering solutions, but spreading misinformation and hate.
Excuse me, your time is up. The next speaker is Rodney Lister. Excuse me.
I feel like a rapper saying, I don't want to go behind her. My questions are regarding the agenda item, that agenda. So when council is having discussions about this, it might come up. Number 17, requesting public hearings, workshops. 2 of the dates are already passed, April 16th and April 15th, that are mentioned in the backup documentation. So if time permits, maybe those could be reincorporated. So individuals that were going to go to Dollar High could still participate, and we're going to go to Gonzalez Park could still participate, if possible. Number 20, I see that it's talking about the renaming of Community Improvement Services Department to Public Safety. And I look at the salaries and the ranges, seem to be pretty, I can't figure out what the dollar range is. So maybe in a discussion, staff or whatnot can let the public know what the salaries will be in a dollar sense for the new deputy director, the new director, and the new supervisor, and identify where that's going to be paid for in upcoming budget next year. Number 24, I do see that it's spelled out how many buses the city will be buying that will be electric in the future. And I see the $600,000 price tag, but I wasn't able to ascertain what funding source is going to be paying for that in the future. So maybe when you're discussing this, that can be shared with the public. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay. The next speaker is Bishop Guillory.
Madam Mayor and City Council, I stand today as the Ombudsman General. There have been some shenanigans going on, and I think that we need to let you all know, put you on notice, that we have sent a letter requesting that the Justice Department investigate some of the contracts that are going to be taking place between now and the election day. 3 weeks ago, we had 2 agenda items that was going to give at least $1.5 million to a person who was terminated as a grant director, who's going to be the administrator of that money for homeless. The address was located in LA. They were going to use $800,000 of that money to get an office here. We need to stop this. Now, we know that there's somebody who is running things, who was your city manager, was your guy that helped a whole lot of things happen. All I'm going to say is be very careful, because it's not just us watching now, and I'm putting you on notice. I want to yield the rest of my time to you, young lady, so you can finish your dissertation. Thank you very much. I can do that. It's my time, and I want to give it to her.
Bishop Guillory.
That's not leadership.
Excuse me.
Alan Hamid came
excuse
to my
me.
door
Hold
and
it.
called one candidate crazy. Another.
Could you? Thank you. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Excuse me. Now.
Can I finish? I tell you what, Madam Mayor, no worries. Tomorrow, I'll have a meeting tomorrow. You can come and sit there. Thank you. You have a nice day, Madam Mayor. That's unfair.
The next speaker is Gilda Bruford.
Good evening. Mr. Grooms, I have 4 bullet points that I would like to address with you since you are back as our city manager. The first one was the trash bill that was placed on my property tax bill, and I was told that my tax bill would not increase. Prior to your leaving, I told you that my tax bill was increased by $975. It was never addressed. You said you heard the residents when we said the city of Compton was dirty, so you contracted reclamation to clean the city, which they didn't do, for $600,000. You also recommended 4 votes be required to remove the city manager be added to their contract, which confused some council members who believe the contract language superseded the city charter. The 4th and final was you ushered in Willie Hopkins Jr. Now, I don't have a problem with those 4, except I do have a problem with those 4. So I'm asking in this go-round, whatever you implement, I'm asking that you stick around long enough to make sure that those things work before you depart. Madam Mayor, I'm asking that you look at the correlation between the number of canceled council meetings and the number of agenda items. 31 agenda items, that's a bit much for a single meeting.
I agree. Thank you, Ms. Bruford. The next speaker is Jace Dawson.
Greetings, Madam Mayor, Councilman Bowers, interim city manager, Madam Clerk, and staff. The city manager allegedly withheld public records on credit card misusage, a violation of the California Public Records Act. The person occupying the District 2 seat, who is at the center of that issue, voted on the manager's status without recusing himself, a conflict under California Code Section 1090. a worker for a mayoral candidate, the same person in the 2nd District seat, on the dais leaked personal information obtained from the city clerk's office. That is a misdemeanor under California Code Section 1098. And in District 2 race, a candidate admitted they are only running to steal votes. That is not legal according to Election Code Section 18500. And in conclusion, I want to say thank you to Madam Clerk and your staff for your professionalism.
The next speaker is Irene and Randy Taylor. Ms. Taylor, push the button.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Honorable Diocese. First of all, I wanted to thank Mr. Wellington in Public Works and Councilperson Bowers for their efforts on attempting to address the bees in the Compton Creek before those bees come to, I want to say, hurt someone, possibly kill one of them little kids, but they have been working on it. Secondly, one of my relatives, and I've spoken to you about this, is turning 90 years old. He is my family, and we are preparing for an event for him. And he's been a resident for 69 years. He's paid taxes for 69 years. And I thought, and I guess I thought wrong, that when you've been in this city for so long, there is some kind of compensation that you would have for a person that's turning 90, 95, or 100, that he had paid all this time. So when I asked if there could be some kind of a waiver for the fees to use the park, I got this pushback. And in addition to that, I got all these fees that we have to pay. So we paid some of them, but I'm asking you guys to reconsider those fees that you are charging. $1,100 for 4 hours over there at that park. What is it? The one on the laundry, Burrell McDonald's Park. So I'm asking that you at least reduce them. We don't mind paying, but I do think that that's excessive. And I think that some of it should be waived. We've talked to Sharice, we talked to some other folks, and I didn't bother you, Mr. Bowers, because I'm always bothering you about stuff, but this I thought I needed to come here and address that here. He's turning 90 years old, so why do we have to pay all that for 4 to 6 hours at a park? So you can text me later, or you can address it later. I'm okay with that. But this is from the Wilson family and the Taylor family, because we think that that is not fair for you all to charge all that money for a few hours of a celebration for somebody that's been in this community all this time. So you guys can get back to me or however you want to address it. And I just also want to put a plug in for Mr. Wellington. He's done an outstanding job on getting rid of those bees. So thank you for your time.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
If you will go back there, you have the assistant city manager.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to address that issue with the park with you.
She will?
Uh-huh.
I don't have to come back and get...
No, ma'am. You don't have to come back, Ms. Taylor. It is. I've been. Okay. We have to stop the meeting. We no longer have a quorum. Yeah.
Might want to say it.
I can hear you.
You might want to Say you're going to recess.
Okay. We just lost our, excuse me, we're going to recess for about 5 minutes because we no longer have a quorum right now. Okay? We no longer have a quorum. No. The next speaker is Jaime Rodriguez. Oh, he's gone? Okay. Oh, thank you. Is there anyone in the audience that did not sign up would like to speak? If so, will you please come to the podium at this time?
Madam Mayor and City Council, you know, God sends the right people. He Ecclesiastic 3:1. God doesn't just bring people into your life by chance. He handpicks the ones who will sharpen your faith, remind you of your purpose, and walk with you in every season. Some people are there to push you closer to God. Some people are there to teach you hard lessons. Some walk with you for only a chapter, and some are meant to stay for the whole story. Every person God allows into your life has a purpose to stretch you, bless you, or protect you from something you don't even see coming. So don't just cling to the people God is removing, and don't overlook the ones He has sent to help bless you. Discernment is a gift, and pray to see people the way God sees them. I want to publicly apologize to what I call the Magnificent Seven for looking at them the wrong way. And fortunately for them, for me, they forgave me for saying the wrong things. And the mayor and I have talked on several occasions about people having the right to say what they want to say. And I was wrong. And as I always say, I'm going to always be right, because once I realize that I'm wrong, I'm going to correct that situation. So I apologize again. Thank you for forgiving me. And y'all have a blessed day, and that concludes my comments. Good to see you back, Mr. Grooms.
Missy? Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
Good night, members of the council, Madam Mayor, Mr. Bauer, Spicer. I'm back over here, and I'm trying to see if we're gonna have any solution with the parking soon. I don't want you guys to forget about it, make all the money, and then disappear the money. We want to make sure that if you guys are collecting the money and at the end, you guys terminate this parking problem, you guys return that money back to the citizens, or at least to the city to build something productive. But that was just a little bit of what I wanted to talk about. The other thing I want to talk about is I want to make sure that the people in our community raise their vote to come and vote for the people that we think is honest. And I think that you, Ms. Mayor, I think you should make a change. You're in charge in here, and I hope you stay, and this time you come stronger, because we'd rather have you here, than getting anybody new and getting to know them. We know you've already been through a lot, but we're hoping that you step up and do better for our community. I come here and I see all these people coming and they have concerns, and we're not getting nowhere. Every time right here, it looks like we're in a park playing ball. And the ball gets moved around and we don't get nowhere. Nobody wins. We need to win. Just like the girl that came up, she's right. We have a lot of crime. We got kids that they need to be guided not to get involved in gangs. I grew up on that stuff. It's easy for other kids to influence you. Then you got older people that need help, and you guys are not helping them. This is the people that contribute, pay taxes, and we would just want to kick them to the curb. We can't do that. We gotta be grateful for the stuff that they did, because now we have something that they made for us. And now we gotta make it better for everybody too. So I see that Mr. Bauer, thank you for getting involved with the community, and this is no colors. We gotta do this together. I know you guys hold the power in the city. Guess what? That's good. as long as you do something productive. But if you guys hold the power and don't do nothing productive, we're about to make changes. And I want to be there to make those changes. Because when everyone that you leave out of your seat, you should be recognized. You should have a legacy saying that, you did something good for the community.
I know. Tanya Lewis, 1st District. First of all, I would like to know, when are we going to get a controller? You've been working on it. How long does it take to get a controller in the city? How long? She's been gone since last year. But we need a controller. We need an attorney. I thank her for the presentation when it came to the audit. I have one thing to say, and it's to Spicer. Spicer, 2 weeks ago, here he is on the damn phone. You on the damn phone? Because this is what it's about. 2 weeks ago, I left early, but I got a call from Texas that asked me, who is the guy with the ponytail? But she didn't say the guy. She said another word. And you can figure that out.
Thank you for not speaking.
Okay. Don't take my time. Okay. So anyway, she wanted to know, was he high on the phone all night? And I said, well, I don't know. I've been in pain. So I looked at it the next day. Thank you, cameraman, because you recorded it. It is on TV as of right now. If you want to go back 2 weeks ago, citizens, we are paying this young man to come here and be on his phone the whole entire time. The whole entire time you were on the phone. You paid no attention to the people that's paying your salary. So, Mr. Grooms, we need an attorney. So when this man decides he wants to stay on the phone the whole entire time, he needs to walk out that door and never come back. In fact, he shouldn't be sitting here anyway, okay? But he ignores the people that pays his salary. Anytime we come up here to talk, he don't give us no eye contact. Thank you. I want your eyes on me, and I want you off the damn phone.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council, Mr. City Manager. A few weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I came and addressed, I mentioned about a homeless gentleman living down the street from here, about 50 yards from here. That gentleman's been there about 2 months now, and I mentioned that in the hopes that something would be done. This gentleman is living on the sidewalk, and hundreds of kids walk beside that gentleman in the morning and the evenings on their way to Compton High School. So I'm going to ask again, about a year ago when we had those fires here about 40 miles north of here, you all were housing those people at the Crystal Cathedral or the Crystal Casino, okay? Yet we don't have the money or the desire to help a gentleman living outside on a sidewalk 50 yards from here. So please, those of you running or wanting to finish what you start, do something for this gentleman out there. Thank you.
Excuse me. I want to make this announcement. There is an intake center right here in the city of Compton. It is on Compton Boulevard in Bradfield. There's an intake center. Anyone in this city can go to this intake center. It's one-stop shop. They will help with everything that you need in order to try to get help you as far as whatever issues that you have as far as housing. And so that center is right here, and I'm grateful for it being here because I do know we have some homeless people here in the city, and that's what that center is for. It's to really help. It's on Compton Boulevard. No, I'm just sharing your information so you know exactly where this center is. If you know anyone that needs some assistance, please just ask them to direct them to the intake center there so they can help them. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. Abril Villanueva, 2nd District. I'm here because on October 10, 2024, we had a public hearing with Republic, and during that meeting, as residents, we got to share our experience with the trash company, and a lot of us shared that they were not picking up our trash, and they told us that they were gonna give us money because they were not gonna refund us individually, but they were gonna give us a big chunk of money because of the services that we missed. They also told us that they were gonna give us a check for $25,000 for Cesar Chavez Park. I do believe on November 12, 2024, they presented that check to the city council. However, since then, I don't think we had gotten an update regarding the money that was given. My street, there was a lot of missed pickups for the trash. Not only did that happen, but they also dump oil on my street. On October 10th, I came and I shared that video with you guys. And I shared the experience. So I'm hoping that even Republic can come up here and tell us if the check was for 100,000 or 300,000. It's important to know how much the amount was because we missed those services. Our property taxes, they're in our property statement. And that was not a donation. That was not a gift. That was money from the residents, directly from us, specifically from Golden Street. So I'm just hoping that we bring clarity and we have answers. And I could tell my neighbors like, oh, this is what happened to the money. The city utilized it for certain services. I think it's only fair, right? So thank you so much. Have a good one.
Hello, everyone. My name is Humberto Espeleta. I'm from the 2nd District. I'm a CEO from WhatsApp, Give Me a Hand to Have a Better World, and Buildings and Trees, Clean Energy. So I was just thinking about it. I come in a lot of times, so I hear everything, the same thing. So there's a lot of people complaints for the same situation. They never change. My question is, what you want to do if you want to be reelected? The same thing? It's time to make a change. Everyone. So you can handle it. I tell them a long time ago, we can support you. You're not alone. But if you want to do it stuff for yourself, you can do it. And I wish the community have the right to put and take out the council members. The council members, it's not good, get out. Any good people doing good stuff for the community. It's a lot of work outside. It's a lot of work, a lot of buildings empty, a lot of trash. So this is your position, MHRA. She want to be reelected, what she want to do? You know what I mean? It's time to get out fresh people too. And I support my friend over here. We have a lot of Latinos too. I'm stand up too. See, we can collaborate all Latinos, believe me, it make a really big change. But you working together, not working for yourself. So right now, I'm working right now with a code enforcement, working together to clean up my property. And right now, I have the papers. The property was a gas station. Right now, is clean the gas tanks. The environmental is already almost clear. So I'm doing a lot of advance in this property. I bring housing, clean energy, EV stations, environmental, pollutions. So I try to bring good stuff for Compton, but you know help me. You have a lot of grants to do it over here, and what happened? You complain with this guy, he's stolen for credit cards, but it's not only credit cards. You go back, it's millions and millions of dollars he's losing. It's not only these guys. It's a lot of millions lose. Where is it? The people is already tired. Am I with the people? All right? I hope so you doing re-election, doing better. Remember, in God we trust. Okay? Thank you so much.
Is anyone else come?
Good evening, Council. Good to see you again, Mr. Grooms. Council, back on April the 7th, Public Works came to this podium and asked for $282,000, painting red curves. I don't know where they found these people at, but we want our money back. Because what I seen, I don't like. I ain't seen nobody going out there sanding nothing. I just seen paint roll, this paint. And then they didn't even have the decency to put cones down. So when you paint a curve, you put the cones down, you keep the cars from running against the curve so you won't have the black marks. So that's just messing our money all up. So whoever these people are, they need to give us our money back or no longer do the work and we'll find somebody else. Because it doesn't make sense that we contract our money out to these different companies and they don't give us our money worth. I'm watching and I'm going to continue to speak out on it because every time I spend money every year on my taxes, I have a right to say what I want to say. And when it comes down to the city, I want the city clean. If you're going to bring somebody in here, have them to do the work right. If they're not going to do it, let's move on to somebody else. Okay, I want to talk about Janine and that $50,000 for 19 days of work. Council, did you guys approve that? Or what type of work did she do for us for 19 days for $50,000? Or why did we pay her $6,600 to commute from San Diego to Compton? That's $2,200 a day. So what is going on here? Then I find out there's more money from her. And I asked you guys a long time ago, is she on contract or is she not? So apparently she's working for somebody and we need to know. Because it's our money and you guys work for us. We don't work for you, you work for us. So we need to know exactly what is she doing, if she's still working here or wherever she is. Why did we spend that kind of money on her? When we need street signs all over the city, they done faded out, all kind of signs and stuff, but then we gonna give somebody, some stranger that dropped in, I'm gonna call her a stranger, because she's a visitor, and she came here, she landed here, and she stuck around until she took our money. So whoever is responsible of helping her or paying her need to help pay that money back to us. We want all our money back, every time. I would like that, Council Mayor and Council, I would like for you guys to do an investigation.
Missy, your time is up.
I want you to finish that investigation. We'll finish that next week.
I want to speak on the voter registration. My understanding is that we were only supposed to have 4 voting booths. There look to be almost 50 voting booths, and many of them are outside of the city. And I got a call from the former mayor and several others. It's illegal to even have voting booths outside of the city of Compton. We're a charter city. Per the charter, our voting booths to be in the city, not outside Nickerson Gardens and all these other places. Now, we already know Spicer has voter registration drives in the county. One was at a motorcycle club at 120th and Central. That's the county. And some of the motorcycle clubs have called, and they're in the county. So when you're having these voter registration drives and they're in the county and you're voting in the county, you're going to have a bunch of stole votes. Now, he sat up here and he talked about theft in voting. Now, he was complicit in that. The person he charged was cleared. Jace was cleared, Galvan was cleared. But he wasn't. So he's committed voting theft, voting crimes. He's committed Cal card crimes. But all we need is 3 votes to remove him. And we have 3 people. Well, Lily's not here today. You remove the city manager with your votes. Remove Spicer. He's been sitting here, and we have asked. He's sitting there illegally. He's been sitting there for 4 years illegally. And I don't know what the cowardice is about. Get rid of him. The city does not want him. He's committed these crimes, and he's still sitting there. Emma, you can get bad with us, but you can't remove him? You can remove him. Initiate it. You're the mayor. You throw us out every week. You were throwing me out. Throw him out. I didn't commit a crime against the city. He did. Voter fraud, the Cal card fraud. We're going to clean up the dice. Let's clean it up. Let's clean it up. But see, you're too scared to do that. You sit there and you smile, but you're weak and you're complicit in the cover-up. I think you should get him out of there and remove him quickly, because this is ridiculous. And we've been dealing with this for the longest. You remove the city manager, and I'm glad Edie and Payne got up here, and we have made some progress. And I didn't hear what I thought I was going to hear. Maybe I'll hear it later. But right now, the progress is being made.
Good evening, Council. Fidel Marquez, District 1. Council, yesterday at last night's meeting, you had Alshauer and Winder law firm here. And they demonstrated to us their professionalism, and they demonstrated to us that they can do the job. I'm asking you guys to have them sit in our council meetings, because we haven't had anything like that in a long time from a law firm that's going to come here and show that they can do the job and they can get the city back on track. So that's my request to you guys as a council. Also, Ms. Lewis, just to piggyback on your pet peeve with Mr. Spicer, it's a Brown Act violation to be on an electrical device during a council meeting. So we need these violations addressed, and we need them addressed immediately, Mayor Sharif. And I would hope that you would let Alshire and Winder take the lead on that, because they seem to know what to do. Also, another request for tonight. These 32 items, Mayor, I would appreciate it if you would table these items. I've seen a lot of these contracts were signed by the city manager who was on administrative leave. That's what Alshire and Winder told us last night. They confirmed it. So I have a problem with these contracts being signed by someone who was supposed to be on administrative leave. So if we can do that, and I see you have Eden and Payne here that did a good presentation. They're number 19. If you can go ahead and give them what they deserve. Thank you.
Sorry, I gotta get a lot of stuff here.
Lynn Boone, City of Compton. First and foremost, I just want to say I had the pleasure of attending the commission meeting for the charter. Needs to be dissolved. Needs to be dissolved. Because I was so out of breath when I got here because I couldn't believe that this was being done. Resolution 26094, which addresses the CA, the Measure CA, it specifically tells you that it's only making changes to 500 and changes to 702. And it says the only changes to 702 was just the time, length of time for the city attorney. What is it, 10 years as opposed to 3 years. It states this on this. You guys signed this resolution. But, you know, people that don't know the charter, they don't realize that you might see something one place, but you have to read the entire charter because it's going to come back up again. Well, the assistant city manager or whatever she is, and I know this came from Mr. Hopkins, he puts in section 505, which the resolution doesn't address. And section 505 speaks of vacancies. And it says no matter what the cause, you must appoint, if there's a vacancy from an elected official seat, you must appoint and within 30 days. If you don't do it, then the citizens are owed a special election. All of this time, these meetings that you're having, these commissions, they're all illegal, but because there's no attorney attending any of them. 505, they had slides that was addressing it. And it said because the city attorney resigned, and this is a new law, you guys, that there's no position for the city attorney, and the council can go ahead and appoint after almost, 8, 9 months? No, it doesn't work like that. The people of Compton are over the city charter, and it has to have a vote for it to change. We have no city attorney sitting up here, Mr. Grooms. So I don't know what you guys spoke about in closed session, but you need to go back and look at the charter. And it does say in the charter that each one of you are supposed to uphold the charter. But you don't do it because you don't know it. The same way with the city clerk. What can you uphold that you don't know? How can you serve the people out here if you don't know what to serve them or how to serve them? It's just, you know, I don't know. Mr. Broom, I'm starting on a new foot with you, okay? So whatever happened before, you're going to watch that. Thank you.
Buenas noches, good evening, Maria Villarreal. Good evening, Madam Mayor, council members, and members of the community. Sometimes, it's very difficult for someone to come in and talk about difficult situations. As a representative of the Compton Latino Chamber of Commerce, it's my duty, it's my job, and my responsibility to come in and defend the businesses of the city of Compton. I am here tonight because something deeply concerning is happening in our city. A small business, the same businesses that keep your neighborhood alive, are being threatened, harassed, and intimidated, simply because they have a campaign flyer on their businesses. Let me say this plainly. No business in Compton should be afraid of opening during elections. A flyer on a countertop is not a crime. It is not an act of aggression. It is not a reason for confront or threatening a business owner. It is free expression, something that every resident, every business in the city has the right to. Elections are supposed to be time when people share ideas, no time, a time when people are punished for them. Our small business is already facing a struggle, challenges, raising costs, staffing issues, safety concerns. The last thing they need is political intimidation, add to their daily struggle. When community members walk in the business and threaten to burn them and to spread the rumor about their business in a negative way, or intimidate employees on a flyer, there is not civic engagement. There is a bullying, and it has no place in Compton. We can disagree on a candidate. We can debate political. We can vote for whoever we believe will be the best to the city. But we cannot allow fear and intimidation to replace respect and democracy. If someone doesn't like the flyer, solution is to vote, organize, talk to people, talk to your neighbors, participate in process, but no attacks the business to serve the community every single day. I am asking this council to acknowledge what's happening and to stand firm with the small businesses. They deserve protection, respect, and freedom to operate without political harassment. Compton is better than this. We can have a passionate elections season with treading down the very business that keeps our city running. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity.
Madam City Clerk, Senator Bauer, any comments?
Thank you. Madam Mayor, we move to the consent agenda.
Thank you. Consent items are routine and expected to be non-controversial. They will be acted upon by the council at one time without discussion unless a council member requests an item to be removed or discussed. Is there a motion?
So move. Second.
Thank you. Is there any item here that you would like to have discussed? Madam City Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers,
Yes.
Councilmember Darden, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
Now, Madam Mayor, we move to the regular agenda. Item 17, request to schedule a public hearing, budget workshops, and community meetings for consideration of the proposed fiscal year 25-26 budget.
Is there a motion?
Madam Mayor, excuse me. It's a motion.
We're going to get ready to go into discussion, and then you can speak at that time. Did you want to?
I just
You
wanted to
wanna
make a
speak
comment.
before?
I wanted to make a comment, but if you need to get the motion on the floor first, I can wait for that.
It's
there a motion?
city manager's report.
Okay.
Thank you. I just wanted to make a comment on this item that is true that there are dates publicized here that have passed. So the crucial action I would still request that you make tonight is approve the June 2nd proposed budget hearing, and staff will be rescheduling the community meetings to take place in May prior to the budget hearing.
And we do realize that this budget hearing is scheduled to be on the same day as the election. I don't know if that's a conflict for anyone else, but this is the day of the election, and it's going to be here in the chambers at 5:45. So do we want to consider changing the date, or are we going to leave it as June 2nd? It is my request that we change the date, but whatever floats your boat.
Madam Mayor?
I know one thing, a lot of people is going to be out to the polls. Voting in this workshop is probably may not be as beneficial as we would like, so we may need to change the date on it.
Yes, Madam Mayor. So I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage because this was all put together before I got it.
Right.
So I think this is a very valid point. I hadn't recognized that conflict in dates. So if you don't mind, I'd like to bring this back at the next meeting.
Your next meeting? Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Yes.
Now we move to new business. Item number 18, a request to receive and file the fiscal year 2023-2024 audited financial statements and the fiscal year 2023-2024 single audit report.
Is there a motion?
So move. Second.
Any discussion? Yes. Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Councilmember Duhart? Councilmember Spicer?
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers?
Yes.
Councilmember Darton? Mayor Sharif?
Yes.
We move to item 19, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton to authorize an amendment to the professional services agreement and establish a purchase order for ED&, Payne LLP for professional independent auditing services for fiscal year end 2025 in the amount of $232,885.
Is there a motion?
So move. Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. What does the 200,000 represent exactly? Time-wise and whatnot, but what's to be done here for 232,000?
Is anyone here from staff prepared to?
As a matter of fact, Edie, she's still here.
Can you repeat the question, please?
How do we derive at $232,000? What is that covering? What
I
do we-
believe it's in your agenda packet that we have a proposed breakdown of the $232,000. I presented this to the audit committee, and it covers the audit of the financial statements, the single audit for 2 major programs. There's also agreed upon procedures for the sewer bond, agreed upon procedures for the housing authority, and there's another agreed upon procedures for the GAN limit. And then there's also preparation of the financial statements. And I hope I'm not forgetting anything. But those are the main things that are covered by our proposal. Those are all similar to what we have done in the past.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have a copy of that proposal.
Yeah, whatever.
It should be in your agenda packet.
It's not. That's what I'm asking. It'd been nice to take a look at it, though.
Here's a revised proposal for professional auditing services for 24-25. It's behind the resolution. Next page back.
I'm not sure what page this is.
There it is there.
It's behind item number 19, the staff report,
It is
and
here.
the resolution.
The breakdown is in it, this whole scope of services right here.
Yes,
It's
so
in
the
it.
scope of
It's in the backup.
services is what I have described. In addition to what I had already said, we will also prepare and submit a letter to the audit committee and city council. Also, attendance and participation and presentation at the audit committee and city council meetings at the city's request, and additional ongoing consultation regarding governmental accounting, financial reporting, compliance, and internal controls.
Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. Any other questions? Madam City Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers,
Yes.
Councilmember Darden, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
Now we move to item number 20, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton authorizing the city manager to approve an amendment to the position classification plan by adding the classifications of public safety supervisor and amending the classifications of deputy director of community improvement services and director of community improvement services, and renaming the community improvement department to the public safety department.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion.
I don't recall us going over this item.
Any discussion?
So that's my statement, Mayor.
I couldn't hear you. That's why I said.
I don't recall going over these different classifications and what have you.
Okay.
Is there?
Is there anyone, any staff person?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I can answer any questions.
Just trying to get some clarification on this item. These different positions, I don't recall us going over them the way we did other positions and what have you. Maybe you could shed a little light on this.
No problem. So currently you have the Community Improvement Department, you have a Director of Community Improvement, a Deputy Director, and then you have a Director of Security Services, a Supervisor of Security Services, and you have Code Enforcement Officer 2s. Because you have two different classifications covering code and covering security, but not enough supervision coverage, we met with the unions to do a combination of those two classifications to become public safety supervisors. That allows them to supervise both classifications and not fall into any labor issues with the unions. In regards to the deputy director and the director itself, this was going along with the vision that was presented to us to merge into a more public safety focused department, to have better liaisons with the sheriff department and improve the public safety of the city and its inhabitants.
Are there any other questions? Thank you. Madam City Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer.
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers.
Yes.
Councilmember Darden, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
Now, Madam Mayor, we move to item number 21. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton approving memorandum of agreement, MOA, between the City of Compton and the Compton Management Employees Association, CMEA, AFS-CME, ASME Local 2325, AFL-CIO, Council 36 for fiscal years 2024 through 2029.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion?
Sure. I just want to take a time to acknowledge our management and our department heads and just give us some acknowledgement for executing our vision and seeing that work through the city management department. So we definitely appreciate you guys for your efforts in the city of Compton, and I'm happy that we've come to an agreement, and I'm just happy that we're here. That's my only comment for this. Thank you.
Councilman Bowers, any discussion? No? Well, I'm excited about where we are in regards to this item, not only this item, but all the items, making sure that we actually made some changes here as far as how the negotiations is going in regards to our employees. And I'm looking at a 5-year, which is really to be commended because it gives us an opportunity to not to be able to have to do this on a yearly basis. But not only that, it really does take mean a lot to them as well to know that we are actually taking things seriously and trying to address some of the things that need to be addressed here when it comes to the employees. And so I want to say thanks to all of you on a job well done. Thank you. And on that note, I want to roll call vote, Madam City Clerk.
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers,
Yes.
Councilmember Darton, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
Item number 22, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton approving a memorandum of agreement, MOA, between the City of Compton and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, ASME, Local 3947, for fiscal years 2024 through 2029.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion?
Yes, again, I just want to shout out our employees. This is the workforce, it's the backbone of every department here in the city of Compton, and this is what makes our city run. I just think it's important that we acknowledge our employees and our department heads for the work that they're doing in the city of Compton. We know it's difficult, we know it's challenging, and I'm happy again that we've come to a conclusion on your pay, so thank you.
Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer.
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers.
Yes.
Councilmember Darton, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
We move to item 23, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton approving a memorandum of agreement, MOA, between the City of Compton and the Compton Firefighters Local 2216 International Association of Firefighters, IAFF, for fiscal years 2024 through 2029.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Discussion. Again, I want to acknowledge the firefighters. Finally happy to bring them to a competitive wage, considering all the other surrounding cities. Again, we're happy that we've come to a conclusion. And it's important that we acknowledge, again, all of our employees, as one of my colleagues recently said on a podcast, called them price-and-ass employees. I think that's important that we acknowledge that we do appreciate you guys. We love that you are here, and we're looking forward to working with you guys and growing. Thank you again for your service in the city of Compton.
That's not only just for the firefighters, but that's for every last one of the employees that work in this city, because all of them are just as important, and I really want to say thanks to all of them. I know that this has been a long time coming, but we're here. Thank you. Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer.
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers.
Yes.
Councilmember Darton, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
We move to item 24, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton approving the zero-emission bus rollout plan and authorizing its submittal to California Air Resources Board, CARB, as required by the Innovative Clean Transit ICT regulation.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Wow. Discussion? I'm excited. Is anyone here? Is anyone here, staff, that can come and talk about this particular item?
Push the button. Thank you.
All right. Honorable Mayor and the City Council member, I'm Jack Gong, the City Engineer. I'm ready to answer any questions you have for this item. So this is procedural items. So the California Air Resource Board requires each city who runs transit to develop the zero-emission bus rollout plan and submit to the CARB it's required by innovative clean transit regulations.
How many buses are we planning to purchase? I see this goes up to, what, 2038? How many buses are we getting, like, immediately or soon?
Yeah, well, we plan to buy total 9 zero-emission electric bus. Right now, currently, the city has 5 buses for the Renaissance Transit and 4 buses for their ride programs. So we plan to replace those conventional fuel bus with zero-emission battery electric bus, total 9.
And this is a requirement, right, by the government to
Yes.
have your emissions by a certain deadline?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers,
Yes.
Councilmember Darton, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
Now we move to item 25, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton adopting the fiscal year 2026-2027 SB1 project list funded by the Road Maintenance and Rehabilitation Account, RMRA.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers.
Yes.
Councilmember Darton, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
We move to item 26, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton initiating proceedings for the levy and collection of assessments within the City of Compton Landscape and Lighting Assessment District Number 1 for fiscal year 2026-2027, receiving and preliminarily approving the engineer's report and setting a public hearing pursuant to Part 2 of Division 15 of the California Streets and Highways Code.
Discussion?
Motion.
Motion.
So moved.
It's getting long up here. Okay, motion.
And say moved by Spicer,
Moved by
second by
yeah,
Bowers.
second by Bowers.
Roll call.
No
Discussion.
discussion?
No discussion.
No discussion.
Councilmember
We don't have any
Duhart,
discussion.
Councilmember Spicer,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers.
Yes.
Councilmember Darton, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
Item 27, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton initiating proceedings for the levy and collection of property-related sewer service charges in the Compton Sewer Service Charge District for fiscal year 26-27, receiving and preliminarily approving the engineer's report and setting a public hearing pursuant to the Municipal Improvement Act of 1913, Division 12 of the California Streets and Highways Code.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Discussion? Madam City Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers,
Yes.
Councilmember Darton, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
Now we move to item 28, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton amending the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget to appropriate funds from the California Department of Transportation, Caltrans, Community Cleanup and Employment Pathway Grant in the amount of $200,000.
Is there a motion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. I believe that this item,
4 votes?
I beg your pardon, this will require 4 votes, so I
Okay.
don't think we can
So
consider
we're
it.
gonna,
Table
we're gonna have to table it.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, so I'll withdraw the motions.
Okay. Will you please withdraw your
I
motion?
withdraw.
Thank you.
I withdraw my motion.
Okay, thank you.
Item number 29, A resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton authorizing the city manager to enter into a professional services agreement and issue a purchase order to AP Triton LLC to provide professional consultation services to the City of Compton Fire Department for the city's response to requests for proposals, ambulance services response to Los Angeles County RFP in the amount of $268,285.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yes, would the fire department like to come up and give the public a little insight on this, please?
Greetings, Madam Mayor, Council, Reginald Donald, Deputy Fire Chief. So the City of Compton Fire Department is going into the second phase of an agreement for transportation rights to receive an RFP from LA County Fire Department. Approximately 10 years ago, we lost our contract services to provide transportation within our city. And the fiscal year of 2026, we're going to be obtaining those rights back. Currently, we're negotiating with or consulting with AP Triton to perform or document to ensure that we get these transfer services right back, and it's going to be a 60-day time frame from the time it opens.
Thank you. You didn't mean LA County Fire, though. You meant LA County.
LA County Department of Health Services.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you.
So we're on track to get our transportation back?
That is correct.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Roll call?
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer.
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers.
Yes.
Councilmember Darton, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
We move to item 30, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton authorizing the city manager to enter into a professional services agreement with and establish a purchase order for restoration diversion services for operating using Home American Rescue Plan, Home ARP funds in the amount of $99,442.35.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Okay. Roll call, Madam City Clerk?
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer.
Yes.
Councilmember Bowers.
Yes.
Councilmember Darton, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
We move to item 31, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Compton authorizing the city manager to enter into a professional services agreement with and establish a purchase order for a new beginning resource center for capacity building using Home American Rescue Plan, Home ARP funds in the amount of $79,554.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I wish, is there someone that can provide a little more information
coming
on
in.
this one?
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the Community Council. My name is Tremel Woods, Grants Compliance Manager. Did you have a specific question?
Yeah, it says it's a resource center for capacity building. Where is that?
Where is it located?
To my understanding, New Beginning is located right across from Popeyes on Compton Boulevard in Acacia.
On that location again, I'm sorry, I missed it.
Right across from Popeyes on Compton Boulevard in Acacia.
Okay. So, is this,
Go ahead.
you says it's located right across the street from Popeyes, and I know the area that you're talking about. But I'm trying to figure out. Can you give us more, just give us more of a brief,
Yeah, absolutely.
as of what this is really, what this is as a matter of fact?
Yes, ma'am. So on October 30th, we released a NOFA, which is a notice of funding availability using our home ARP funds. It's 4 tiers. One of it is supportive services. The other one is tenant-based rental assistance. Those items haven't come in front of council yet. in addition to its nonprofit operating. Nonprofit operating is considered qualified nonprofit organizations to support operating costs and enhance capacity to deliver housing and supportive services to the qualified populations. Qualified QP or qualified populations include individuals and families experiencing homelessness, those at risk of homelessness, and survivors of domestic violence, dating violence, prevent homelessness, or achieve housing stability. And the last criteria is nonprofit capacity building, which is this item. And nonprofit capacity building, this activity provides hallmark funding to strengthen the organization capacity of nonprofit agencies serving the QP, qualified population. So basically, the eligible use will be staff training, systems development, program design, and operation improvement, working with those individuals.
Who's the president or director of this? Who is this person?
I don't have their names in front of me.
Oh, wait, Missy, now you yell out again, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
But all the information is in the supporting documents.
I've gone through it, I don't really see it, but I think something like this, I would have liked to have seen that person or met them and hear out of their mouth what their plan is or how this is gonna unfold.
Their proposal is in the packet.
Let me say this. I would like to get more information myself, so why don't we just table this and bring it back to the next city council meeting? Okay, thank you.
So we'll withdraw the motion and
Yes.
we'll table it.
Withdraw the motion.
I'll withdraw.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
Okay, Madam Mayor, we move to council comments.
Okay, council comments, we'll start with District 1. I mean, District
Not here.
2.
Thank you. Just want to address a few matters here before I go into my announcements. It's been stated that I'm illegally sitting here in the seat as if I held up the city of Compton at gunpoint and took the seat. I was appointed by a judge after a trial and proving voter fraud, and was elected to appointed to the seat at 364 days after the election, after a fight. So just being clear on that. I want to give a shout out to Supreme Athletics and City Church of Compton. They provided the community with free health screenings and wellness resources. Thank you to Ebony Stevens and Upper E Management and the Compton Main Events. They helped me host Compton's very first HBCU college fair. It was a complete success. Over about 18 HBCUs showed up. 6 of the D9 sororities and fraternities showed up, and several other obviously residents and students showed up for the resources there. So again, thank you to Ebony Stevens, Upper E Management, and Compton Main Event for partnering with me on that. The Compton Mania Autism Community Event was also a great turnout. They had that at Wilson Park. Compton Mania came out with the wrestlers. They had several wrestling matches. They offered resources and opportunities for children and entertainment for children. So thank you again for the partnership. This Thursday, we'll be hosting our, should be our 7th expungement reentry and resource fair. This is a day of second chance. This will happen on Thursday, April 30th, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. This will be at the Dollar High Community Center. Address is 301 North Tamarind Avenue in the city of Compton. We'll have expungements, legal aid, job help, resume and interview support, reentry programs, housing, healthcare, education and training, case management, counseling, immigration, child support, and ticket relief, and more. Please come out, take advantage of the resources. To date, again, I'll tell you that we've helped over 600 residents get their records expunged, another 250 to get employed, another 125 plus to be housed through efforts like this. So they do work. On Saturday, May 2nd, from 1 to 4. This will be at the Compton Wellness Collective. This is a CELA Grief Conference. I'm sorry, that will be at the Dollar High Community Center, address 301 North Tamarind Avenue, 90220. It'll be community healing, empowerment circles, storytelling and creative grief expression, trauma-informed grief education session, spiritual and ancestral ground rituals. And if you're interested in any more information, you can reach out to the Compton Wellness Collective. Website is comptonwellnesscollective.com, or you can email them at comptonwellnesscollective@gmail.com. Delete the Divide will be doing a Learn Basic Tech. It's a free basic tech training. You can sign up, it's free signups. You can go to, it's gonna be at the Dollar High Community Center. It will take place Monday, May 18th and Tuesday, May 19th. We'll be doing cybersecurity basics, computer basics, internet basics, smartphone basics, app basics, and website navigation. This again is through Delete the Divide. They have training sessions for youth and for senior citizens. This again takes place at Dollar High between 1 and 5 on Monday, May 18th and 19th. On May 23rd, from 12 to 4 p.m., Compton Wellness Collective will host their 3rd annual Compton Community Wellness Expo. There will be live music, movement activations, wellness and mental health resources, creative healing spaces, youth-friendly activities, raffles, giveaways, community vendors, and more. This is held at the Dollar High Community Center as well. On May 29th, I will be partnering with Councilwoman Deidre Duhart in District 1. We will host our 2nd annual Senior Citizens Prom. This will take place again at the Dollar High Community Center. We'll have a live band, lunch, and resources available for our senior citizen community. This is specifically for the senior citizens, but it is open for everybody that wants to come out. Several seniors brought their grandsons as dates last year, and I think that's pretty cool, but you're more than welcome to come out. It takes place again May 29th between 3 and 7 p.m. at the Dollar High Community Center. And the very next day, on Saturday, March 30th, we'll host our Senior Citizen Resource Fair. This will be our 2nd one. We'll have health and wellness, living accommodations, civil and social outreach, and more. This will be, again, at the Dollar High Community Center. What is this? And there'll be a Sunset Sister Circle on May 30th, and this will be at, doesn't have an address on here, the location is to be announced. Okay, I'll post this on my social media because I don't have many details to give you on this, but that's the Sunset Sister Circle. That concludes my council comments. Wait, maybe not. Yes, that concludes my council comments for tonight. You all have a wonderful evening. God bless and good night.
Councilman Bowers?
Yes. Before I get started, I wanted to address a comment by one of the residents. She complained about the streets. One of the major projects they're doing right now is Alameda. She said Alameda was not good, but they're doing major work on Alameda, sidewalk, street, everything. So it's in motion. I'm not sure what, where she was at, but that part is not quite accurate. I'm proud to share that we are nearing completion on the upgrades at Tucker Park. More details on a formal opening celebration will be announced soon. We intend for it to be something the entire neighborhood can take pride in. Tragny Park is also now in its final stages of improvement. I want to thank the residents who came out and support our community meet and greet on April 18th at Tucker Park. The engagement, the conversation, and the shared ideas were exactly what this work is about. We will be scheduling more meet and greets throughout the neighborhoods across the 3rd District, because I want to hear directly from you. Our next meet and greet is tentatively being planned for Richland Farms community in May, once the location, date, and full details are confirmed. That information will be shared directly with the residents. Your voice matters, you deserve real solutions, and you deserve a role in shaping the future of this city. Last week, I had the opportunity to represent the city of Compton at the 2026 City Leaders Summit in Sacramento. While there, city leaders from across California came together to strengthen partnerships with the state and advocate for resources that directly impact our community. Key discussions focused on securing funding for homelessness, public safety, and infrastructure improvements, issues that directly affect our residents here in Compton. I also participate, okay, here we go. I also participated in sessions on housing policy, including navigating state regulations and expanding opportunities for affordable housing development in cities like ours. We also discussed practical strategies for addressing fiscal challenges, improving emergency response systems, and using technology to better serve residents. Most importantly, these conversations reinforced the importance of ensuring cities like Compton have a strong voice at the state level when decisions are being made. I returned from that summit committed to bringing these insights back and continuing to push for resources, solutions, and policies that support our community. I also want to acknowledge the recent search skills refresher and disaster simulation effort hosted in partnership with the Compton Fire Department and local CERT team members. This was a strong example of community and public safety working hand in hand, providing residents with real life-saving skills and strengthening our city's overall readiness. As we continue moving forward, our focus remains clear: improving our public spaces, strengthening community safety, and making sure residents are informed and engaged every step of the way. We will continue to build on that momentum together and in unity. Thank you. Have a great week.
Okay. Thank you. Give me time to almost finish that.
Oh, one other thing.
Okay.
I just want to acknowledge our legal representation in the audience out there.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I would like to briefly share a few updates on how my office has been working to support our residents and continue moving Compton forward. Youth Development and Innovation, last week from April the 20th through April the 24th, my office partnered with Touch Up, Inc. to bring back Compton Tech Week, a week-long camp focused on empowering our youth through innovation, collaboration, and hands-on learning. Students participated in workshops, panel discussions, and mentorship opportunities. This program like this expose our youth to real-world skills in technology, finance, and entrepreneurship, preparing them for future careers and expanding opportunities beyond the classroom. We look forward to continue this partnership with Touch Up, Inc. this summer to further invest in the youth of Compton. And one of the things I was really excited about is that we had an opportunity to actually engage some of our youth that's in these camps. And I thought that was something different. I thought there was an opportunity to make sure that they were being engaged as well, because even though they may be in a different facility, all these different facilities, making sure that they are aware and making sure that we're sharing information with them as well, I thought was to be very important. So I really want to thank all the staff, my staff, the staff from the program that came and really worked to make this possible. So I am looking forward to the next Tech Week coming up in the summer. On Friday, April the 24th, I attended the Restoration Diversion in Services graduation, where we celebrated 8 young women who completed a 6-week program focused on rebuilding their lives. This program provides a second chance, equipping participants with the tools, confidence, and support needed to pursue education, careers, and entrepreneurship. Many of the graduates shared plans to enroll in college and start their own businesses. We will continue supporting programs like this that uplift individuals and strengthen families across our community. Later that evening, I attended the Voices of Hope Compton Marches for Immigration Rights, hosted by Assemblymember Mike Gibson. This event brought our community together in solidarity, offering support and resources for families and impacted by immigration enforcement. We also heard important information for community leaders about protecting families from scams targeting those with loved ones in detention. My office remains committed to ensuring our residents have access to accurate information, resources, and support during challenging times. And looking ahead, my office will continue advocating for resources, strengthening partners, and ensuring Compton has a strong voice and opportunities that benefit our residents. I want to thank you to our residents for staying engaged, and to my colleagues and city staff for their continued collaboration. Together, we could keep Compton moving forward. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. I know.
We don't have a meeting next week.
Do we?
So moved.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Okay.
No
We'll see you the
meeting
week
next
after. Enjoy Cinco de Mayo. Okay.
Did she call for it?
I need a motion.
So moved.
Excuse me. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
You said moved.
Is there a second?
Okay, second.
Okay. Roll call.
Councilmember Duhart, Councilmember Spicer, Councilmember Bowers, Councilmember Darton, Mayor Sharif.
Yes.
You adjourn at 8:26 p.m.